What's good, y'all? It's your boy here, back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and I just logged into the game today and found out we have a new update notification, so we're going to go ahead and take a look. Now, there's actually quite a few bombshells that they dropped in here, and first and foremost, he's right there at the top. Legendary Roy finally getting his remix after how long has it been? I think they skipped him a couple of times too, so this has been a long time coming. A lot of people have been waiting on it, and a lot of people are very excited for it. Seeing how good the Groom Roy ended up being, I'm pretty hopeful this guy is going to get some good stuff. So let's just go ahead and take a look at him. Alright, for the B skill, they're adding Spurn 3 to him. So that's nice. He's just going to be getting some damage reduction based on the dodge effect. Not too shabby. And his C skill, Human Virtue, is going to be upgraded to level 2. At the start of the turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of any allies other than beasts or dragon allies, grants attack and speed up 6 to unit and those allies for 1 turn. Also grants a bonus to units, all stats during combat, equal to the highest bonus on allies other than beast or dragon allies in 2 spaces. Calculates each stat bonus independently, reduces damage from foes' first attack during combat by X%, where X is the total value of bonuses on the 3 allies other than beast or dragon allies with the highest total bonuses in 2 spaces, with a max of 40. Wow. Okay, so they gave him double damage reduction. He's getting dodge in the B skill, and then he's getting 40% DR possibly from his C skill as well. So that's pretty nice. I mean, damage reduction, it's okay if you stack it once. It has diminishing returns because the way that it multiplies into itself is not additive. So it's not like he's actually getting 80% DR, but he's getting 40% of 40% DR. So it's okay to stack it one time, but if you go any further, it starts getting really diminished on the returns. So I wouldn't recommend trying to run like Vital Astra and other things like that on him. But between his C skill and his B skill, he's going to be looking pretty nice. Gaining attack speed, defense, and res based on the highest bonus on allies in 2 spaces. That's a really cheeky effect there. So you can't really run lull skills to stop him from getting bonuses. It's going to make him a pretty nice stat ball. And he also has bonus doubler defaulted in the A slot. So this guy's going to be just a giant ball of stats. Hopefully they give him Nullify Panic in his weapon effect when he gets the Refine. But as of this time, it's not really easy to predict what his weapon effect is going to be. He has Distant Counter and he has Effective against dragons, but there's really no telling what else they're going to give him. I'm expecting probably like all stats up 5 because that's the norm by now, and then maybe like Null Follow-Up or some other speedy-based effects. We'll have to wait and see, but just based on his C skill, he's already looking like he's taking a step in the right direction, so that's very good. Alright, we're getting more memento events. Oh, that's pretty interesting. We literally just had Hero's Journey yesterday. It just actually ended. So, I guess they're adding new memento events for the next round that's going to be coming out. Not too sure when that's going to be, but okay, we'll take it. Alright, we're getting these new combat manuals added to the ephemera codes. So, we have the Summer Lilina, and then we have Summer Dorothea. Dorothea is not really all that great. I don't remember if she comes with any good fodder. I know she has a cantrip skill, and she has Thorn Dagger as her weapon, which isn't really the best. But Lilina's pretty solid. She has Broadleaf Fan, which is, or at least it was, one of the best dagger effects in the game to gain like true damage based on the enemy debuffs. And then she also has Rally Up Res Plus, so that's not too bad of an assist if you need it for scoring in arena mode. Then for the 4-star manuals, we're getting Roy, we're getting Silas, we're getting Dean. That's going to be our Tempest Trial prize. We're also getting Soleil and Roshi. Alright, Dean is not too bad. A lot of people really like his artwork, myself included. So, Dean is definitely a good manual, and he's practically the only good cavalry dagger type that's buildable. We have Merlinus, of course, but Merlinus ain't doing shit when it comes to Dean, so Dean's definitely the cavalry dagger you want to build if you're going for one free to play. Alright, what else do we have in here? Okay, refines. These are going to be the refines for the next batch. So we have Pan, we have Legendary Roy, we have Kiel, we have the Bride Fiorm, we've got Mordecai, and then we have the Fallen Marita. Pretty interesting selection here. So Fallen Marita is obviously been overshadowed by the regular Marita for quite some time. So it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to give her. Mordecai is a really good demote option because he still does what he does really well. He's just a smite bot that debuffs the enemies after using smite. He kind of got outdid a little bit by Morim, who I feel like has a better debuff effect. But Mordecai on a refine could end up looking really good as well. And he's easy to merge to plus 10. He's been a 4-star for quite some time. So it's nice to see him getting some love. Kiel's a 5-star exclusive. I don't even have her yet, so not really much can be said about her, but she's just an armored lance unit. Maybe if they gave her built-in near save or something, she could be interesting, but just like on paper, it's going to be hard for her to compete with some of the more meta lance armored units like Brave Hector, for example. Then we have Legendary Roy, of course, we talked about him, and finally Pan. For those of you that have been playing the game for a long time, way back in the Dark Ages when, before Spring Breeze actually got nerfed, one of the best defense strategies you could run was to run lunge on melee cavalry units and lunge the enemies onto the bolt trap. So you could spring up some crazy Wings of Mercy traps and a whole bunch of shenanigans would ensue. Pan was one of the top units to go for the lunge trap. It was her, Kempf, and Eliwood. Those were the 3 easy free-to-play merges that you could go for, and they just dominated with lunge in the setups that we had there. Particularly Eliwood and Pan, because they have impact effects on their weapon. So, not really any telling what they could do for Pan right now. Her weapon is already like a novel in terms of how long it is, so just the thought of them adding even more to that is kind of boggling to me. She's going to end up looking like another Spring Delphia in terms of having like a 2-page long description. But I'm all for it. Nice to see another one of those top tier or OG top tier GHBs getting some love with the refine. Alright, what else we got here? Arena Assault Plus is being updated, so the Blessing filter will be set by default on the edit team screen. Not really the biggest update there, but I guess it'll save you like 2 seconds from tapping the button yourself. So that's fine. What we really need is for them to just leave Arena Assault Plus up forever, even when Summoner Duels is going on. I think that's the update we want, not them doing something like that. Okay, wait, hold on. Something about subsequent matches. The Blessing filter will automatically be set to the appropriate season blessings on edit team screens. Edit team screen can be accessed from after you tap the battle button for the first match, then it appears again after selecting your opponent in subsequent matches. Okay, whatever. For a second there, I thought they were going to do something with the mulligan thing, but nah. Alright, you can reset the filters manually as well, of course. Dragon flowers obtained from rank rewards will increase. Okay, that's juicy. They're already giving us the chain bonus dragon flower rewards. So getting even more flowers, that's awesome. Arena Assault is just reaping with some crazy rewards now, so that's very good. Alright, Summoner Duels is being updated. Favor level cap is going up again to 2100. Dude, I still have not even gotten to 1500 since the first time they updated that. I'm so checked out on the game. I just play pretty much just to get the rewards, and that's about it. So, I don't know if I'll ever sit down and really play favor battles again, but we'll see. Alright, what else do we have? Aether Raids being updated. Some structures will have the cap raised, so those are going to be all of the schools pretty much. On offense and defense, you're going to be able to get them to level 10 now. So, pretty good. The schools are solid. They're not the worst structures you could go for, but I also feel like they're not quite as necessary as they used to be in the old days, where it was really hard to deal with debuffs back in the day until they started adding effects like Null Panic and Unity effects and things like that. So the debuffing structures aren't quite as solid as they used to be, but they're still pretty cool to have. All right, Aether Resorts is being updated. We're getting some new music tracks from previous games. So, White Heron from Path of Radiance and An Ordinary Day from Echoes. Okay. All right, we're also getting something about mock battles here. When you take part in a mock battle during the time between when the season ends and the following season begins, bonus allies from the preceding season will be treated as bonus allies. There are also circumstances in which your opponent's defense team will not be updated in friend mock battles. That's all a bunch of jargon to me. I don't really know what the deal is. Usually if you're going to do a mock battle, it's going to be during the actual season that's going on. There's not really much reason to do a mock battle after the season's ended. I guess there was during Chaos season, because no one really knew what Chaos season was going to be, so we were like kind of testing out the waters a little bit with some mock battles before going into the first day. But now that we've kind of like gotten accustomed to how Chaos season is going to work, I don't really think this is all that big a deal. Alright, Mjolnir Strike is being updated. Whatever. Alright, additional heroes are going to be added to the Grail Shop. Morim, oh, dude, how are they going to add Morim to the Grail Shop at the same exact time they give Mordecai his refine? That is so messed up. Well, that being said, maybe Mordecai will get the goods on his refine and he'll be able to compete with Morim. What is Morin's BST? I think he scores in the 185 bin. So if push comes to shove, you could always just give Blue Duel Infantry 4 to Mordecai and run him for the same scoring purposes. That is assuming his refine is going to be up to par with Morim, but I mean, who knows? At this point, it's really impossible to say. We're also getting Larum from the Bride banner that we had recently with Lilina and Roy and such. So, Larum's kind of a dud. Not really one of the better Tempest Trial prizes, but Morim is pretty strong. So, not too bad there. Other changes: an issue in which damage values are calculated incorrectly will be solved. We will resolve an issue in which incorrect results are calculated when several effects that reduce damage by a certain % overlap. Okay, so basically they're fixing the status page before you enter combat. So it's going to calculate damage reduction now, which I guess that's a good thing. Previously, a lot of people were memeing about how the battle forecast was always wrong. And it's obviously their fault for making damage reduction not get calculated in the first place. So it's nice to see them go ahead and update that. Alright, currently the voice track that plays when Larum uses her dance skill is the same one that plays when she's tapped in her profile screen. I didn't even know that. And in consideration of how long it is, they changed it to one of her special ones instead. Okay, that's fine. I've never used that Larum, so I mean, big deal. And then the maintenance is going to be dropping on the 5th. Okay, so that pretty much wraps us up for this update. Quite a bit of juicy details in there, but of course, the big one is the remixes and also the refines. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of Roy finally getting his remix. Things look pretty good for him. Can't wait to see what his weapon is going to do. And then we have Panne and Mordecai coming up as well. Pretty good refines to be getting. Both of them free-to-play merges, and both of them have a lot of potential, I think. So that's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.